Now, I am going to introduce circles now. Now, basically what's a circle? When I just leave my place and go to the entrance, I just take this zigzag route. That path traced is called locus mathematically. So, how can you define a circle? Circle is the locus of a point which moves in such a way its distance from a fixed point is always constant. Okay. Now the fixed point is known as center. Constant distance is known as radius. The path traced to complete one round, that is circumference. Okay. Now, certain basic terms you are already familiar, but I'll introduce the terms. Now, if you take a part of the circumference, you call it, see it's a line, but it's not a straight line, it's a curved line. Normally in the context when you say line, it's a straight line. But in circle, that's why you don't say curved line, you just call it arc. So, part of the circumference is called arc. Part of the area, see for example, take these two radii. All radii will be concurring at the center. So, part of the area, this is called a sector. Suppose you are having chord. This is also part of the area. So, in this case, since it's not passing through the center, you call it segment. This is segment. The whole portion is segment. The whole portion is sector. You cannot call it sector because the chord endpoints are not connected to the center. Okay. Now, if the chord passes through the center, you call it diameter, and you know diameter is the longest chord, and this diameter subtends this arc, semicircle, and also this is segment as well as sector. So these things you should know. Okay. Now, whatever the radius of circle may be, see, regardless of the length of the radius, if you measure the circumference, take a thread, wind it around the circumference. You just put it along the graduated ruler, you can find the circumference, length of the circumference. Length of the circumference is always expressed in linear unit because you are measuring only length of the line. Now, measure the diameter also. So, for whatever circle you are measuring, circumference by diameter, always it will hold a constant ratio. We call it pi. For convenience sake, for calculation purpose, either we take it as 3.14 or 22/7. But just because you are writing it as 22/7 or 3.14, don't think it is rational number. It's a special irrational number. But whatever the length of the radius of the circle may be, circumference by diameter, it bears a constant ratio that is called pi. If you cross multiply, it implies circumference will be equal to pi d. D is nothing but 2r. So this is going to give you 2 pi r. Now, 2 is constant, pi is constant, r is linear. Linear unit multiplied by a constant will give you linear unit. So this is going to give you circumference. Now, I talk about the area. See, this is the circle. Now I am just cutting into infinite number of sectors. After cutting into infinite sectors, I am just rearranging these sectors in the form of rectangle. Since infinite sectors are there, these curvatures all will be negligible. So it gives rise to a rectangle. Now, you know clearly breadth of the rectangle is nothing but a radius. Length, you see, these are all the these two give both the lengths. This circumference only just forms two lengths. Already you know circumference is 2 pi r. So single length will be 2 pi r by 2, that will be pi r. Now area of any rectangle is length into breadth. Nothing but pi r into r, that is pi r square. Pi is constant, r square is a square unit, pi r square, that will be giving you square unit, that gives the area of the circle. Now, we'll just work out one sum. Now, in the given figure, this is a right angle. You know very clearly these are radial. Implies this is a right angle. P, always small p stands for perimeter. Perimeter of triangle 4xz is 20 plus 10 root 2. So, but actually this is r, this is r. So you can use Pythagoras. Xz square will be equal to r square plus r square, which is 2r square. So xz will be equal to root 2r. So this is root 2r. Now, perimeter is r plus root 2r. That is 2r root 2r. Okay. Now, this is given to be 20 plus 10 root. Sum of rational number and irrational. Sum of rational number and irrational. Rational part will be equal to rational. Irrational part will be equal to irrational. 2r is equal to 20. R will be 10. Root 2r is equal to 10 root 2. R will be equal to 10. So radius is 10. Now, you will learn how to calculate the circumference. Suppose you have to find the area of the sector. In that case, see for example, you know, suppose you are just cutting 1/4 quadrant. 1/4 of the area of the circle will be equal to area of the quadrant. Suppose you are cutting into two parts. Half of that will be equal to half of the area of the circle. So, the semicircle area will be equal to half of the area of the circle. It all depends upon the angle. Suppose it is 30 degrees. 30 degrees out of 360 will be in proportion to this. That is 1/3 of the area. So, area of the sector will be theta by 360 into pi r square. Length of the r will be equal to theta by 360 into 2 pi r. See, because this length will be 1/4 of the circumference. So it will be in proportion to the angle theta by 360 into circumference.